Hey, what's up guys? It's Stargirl.thepracticalwitch and welcome back to my channel. So I am back with another pick a card, and today we're going to figure out what you need to hear for the month of July 2020. So I'm going to have you guys pick one of the four groups, and then once you pick a group, you can fast forward to the timestamp I provide in the description and the pinned comment to see what your message for July 2020 is. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a look at the cards. This is for everyone who chose this group right here, group number 1. Let's go ahead and see what your July 2020 has in store for you. Okay guys, so I was kind of doing some automatic writing to figure out what your challenges are and what your blessings are for the month of July 2020. There's a really cute dog upstairs that likes to bark whenever I turn the mic on. It's really funny. But the first thing that I got was I'm sensing that a lot of you guys, you have a lot of issues right now being creative. There's a lack of creativity in your life, and I'm also sensing there's a lot of hardships in love. That's one thing that I'm seeing, and it's interesting because the card that you chose was the clear quartz, rose quartz. So what this is telling me, group number 1, is that a lot of you might feel called to use a clear quartz or a rose quartz or a hematite. I've never heard of hematite, but hematite, rose quartz, clear quartz, these are all things that are going to help you energetically in July 2020. I'm also sensing that a lot of you recently, you bought a rose quartz or a clear quartz or one of these crystals, and this is a very good thing because I'm sensing that a lot of you need this right now because I hear that your heart chakra is blocked. And it's interesting because I feel like this is kind of a big problem around the world recently where a lot of people's heart chakras are blocked. But for you, it's definitely the case. And this manifests as being cynical in love, not believing love exists. Some of you, I'm hearing, also suffered some sort of heartbreak is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that, or some sort of painful event. I'm also hearing for some of you a family member passed away or someone passed away recently that has really blocked off your heart, but your heart chakra is definitely blocked off, guys. And you know how you'll know? It's really interesting because when you have a blocked heart chakra, it's not something that you notice, while you have one, because I know that I have this huge problem. My heart chakra now gets blocked so many times from, betrayal, people's lies, being trusting in it stupidly, and then having people, go back and hurt me. So, this is very common, especially when I see heart chakra blockages in people, like I'm specifically feeling for you guys. This normally means that you guys have the biggest hearts, but because you have the biggest hearts, a lot of the times it hurts you the most when someone betrays you, when something happens. It's almost like you have so much emotion, but that emotion becomes too much. So in order to protect yourself, you shut down your heart, you shut down your emotions, and a lot of the times you don't properly grieve or heal from pain is what I'm hearing for you, group number 1, and you've definitely been through some pain. One of the cards I drew for you was the coffin. Now, obviously, in a literal sense, this does mean actual death, a death of somebody close to you, but this also looks to me of a death of something that had a great impact on you. And I'm sensing that for a lot of you, this is what I'm hearing. For some of you, I'm sensing this was the end of a relationship or marriage that really did it for you, but for others of you, that this was this was actually a parental figure is what I'm hearing. There was a parental figure. I'm leaning more towards mother, but I'm going to say father too, because this is a general reading, who didn't support your creative talents and didn't see your genius. Because what I'm seeing for you, group number 1, Spirit is telling me that you're actually an innovator. One of the cards I drew for you was Uranus, and it's funny because I kept getting the Aquarius and Pisces symbolism, also the Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What I'm hearing is that your way of living or who you are goes against what your parents expect of you, and it really goes against, what they pictured their ideal child would be. And I'm sorry if that's hurtful to hear, but what I'm hearing is you were born a rebel, or you were born kind of rebellious. And even if it wasn't outright rebellious, group number 1, I'm hearing that you disagreed with their spiritual beliefs, you disagreed with your outlook on the world was very different than yours, and they just didn't understand you, and in turn they didn't see your genius, so they didn't really encourage your creative expression. And I'm not saying your parents were necessarily bad people. Like, all of us make mistakes as parents. I'm sure when I'm a parent, I'm gonna make mistakes. We shouldn't always all blame it on the parents, but I do see one of the contributing factors for you. Oh my gosh, I just heard this. I heard that a lot of you guys don't even try something because you don't even believe that you have the capability of being successful. And this is actually stemming from a parent who didn't see or encourage or nurture your creative talents or your genius growing up, is what I'm hearing. For some of you, this could even mean that you're bisexual or you have a sexual orientation your parents didn't agree with, but that's for some of you, because keep in mind this is a general reading. But I am seeing for you, group number 1, that one thing is that I definitely see a parental figure being very cold towards you. I think it's a mother. I think it's women in your family, actually. I'm sensing that a lot of you, group number 1, you have a really hard time getting along with women, or women who exude feminine energy. Group number 1, that's something that Spirit was definitely telling me, and that's because you've had a negative experience with a woman growing up who was a parental figure. And I'm sensing that now recently you guys have a hard time making friends with women. It's very hard for you to make friends with women. In fact, you get along better with male or masculine type of women. I'm hearing for you, group number 1, because you see women as being hurtful, petty. You also feel like they're always like, they're not to be trusted. You see femininity or feminine women as women who cannot be trusted. And this actually stems back from a woman in your life. And I'm hearing a mother, could be a sister, who hurt you and didn't support you. And I mean, I'm also hearing just like wanted to mold you into their version of what they wanted for you, group number 1. And because of this has really impacted your confidence as well. A lot of you, group number 1, I'm hearing that a lot of you are going to have a business online. And I know, so I'm going to put a little disclaimer, group number 1. I'm going to put the disclaimer that this reading, not only is it general, but I'm pretty sure most of you are going to have an online side business or something. A lot of the times, if you're younger watching this, or you're at a certain point in your journey, a lot of what I'm saying might not even seem feasible, because if you told me when I was 18 that I would be doing this now, I would have not believed you. Even if you were like, you were like a psychic, I wouldn't have believed you. So some of this stuff might not seem feasible, but I'm telling you, group number 1, Spirit is telling me that one day you're going to have an online business that's very successful. Something to do with computers online. You're going to start a movement. You're going to invent a new invention. This has something to do with technology, computers, your own business, and it's going to be very forward thinking. So it's going to have something to do with sustainable living, or it's going to have something to do with computers, electronics, online, something like that, because it's definitely going to be something of the future, something that kind of changes things. For you, I really sense that one of the reasons why this is not taken off yet is because there's a lack of confidence. You don't even want to try, because what I'm hearing is that growing up you were not nurtured, or you were not your creative hobbies were either laughed at by your family members, not supported, they told you it was unrealistic, and because of that you have creativity blocks is what I'm hearing, and also a lot of issues with women. I do want to tell you, group number one, I'm sensing for you, you do have a soulmate who is a woman. I do sense a woman best friend who's going to come into your life, and this might sound really shocking, group number one, because recently you've had so many issues with women, but I do sense that they are your soulmate. I am definitely seeing this for you. This is someone you have a soul contract with, and what Spirit is showing me is that with this woman best friend, I see that is eventually going to enter your life because you do have one. You do have one good soulmate is what I'm hearing, a female soulmate who's going to be a very good friend to you. This person, you guys are going to have kids together. And for some of you who can't have kids because of orientation, I see you guys going to the park together. I'm getting the tingles. I see you guys going to the park together with your dogs and sitting with this person while your park, and that is going to be a sign that this is the female soulmate I see coming in for you. So I know this sounds like kind of crazy for those of you because you have a hard time getting along with women, but if not that, I see you guys taking your kids to the park together when you have kids in the future, and you guys are going to have play dates at the park, and that is how you are going to know that this is the female soulmate I am referencing. But Spirit does want you to know that they do exist. One thing I'm hearing is that group number one, you actually come from an ancestral line where there has always been problems with romantic relationships. I actually saw that when I saw the full moon completion. I saw the tree and the moon, and next to it I have the bed of roses, a spell to, and I also have that with like wedding, and just like everything is calling out to me. You come from an ancestral line that, you know, they have divorces, they have issues in marriage. Marriage was kind of a thing that was mainly just business, loveless, or didn't work out. You actually come from a long line of ancestors who has struggled with that. And I see for you, group number one, you're actually going to be the one who breaks this family curse or this family karma. So if a lot of you, group number one, are suffering from a broken heart, if you're suffering from pain or issues in love, just know that Spirit is telling me that recently you guys are ending this cycle, this family cycle, this ancestral cycle of not being able to keep the marriage or a bad marriage. You guys are not going to have to experience that in your life because you are doing all of the work you need to do now and working out the karma. So when you do meet your soulmate, that is not going to happen. I'm just hearing, group number one, essentially, Spirit is telling me that you have completed, you are ending the family curse of not being able to stay in a loving, healthy relationship. And I do see, group number one, a wedding in the future for you. I know some of you are really young and you're going to laugh at me, but group number one, I definitely see that for you. And I see group number one a lot very unconventional, so you don't feel like that's something you want or is it going to happen. Yes, it is going to happen. I promise you're going to meet this soulmate, and I'm getting the chills, and you're going to want to marry them. They're going to want to marry you, and it's going to be a happy marriage because the dating lessons that you are learning now is helping you break your family curse. And I'm hearing this is the end of the family curse of the love issue, essentially, is what I'm seeing. I'm also having a lot of spirit guides come through, guys, and I know like this is getting crazy with my readings. I promise when this transit is over, they will stop trying to contact me so much. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to just read the tarot, but Spirit's like, no, I have something I have to say to them. So one thing, I have a bunch of different guides coming through, group number one. I have one guide coming through that is a relative on your dad's side. They're a relative on your dad's side, and they're saying something to me about your wedding dress. They want you to wear something on your wedding day. It could be anything from a piece of jewelry to the dress, or there's something to do with a wedding dress. On your wedding day, they're saying they're going to be looking at you and they're going to be there at your wedding. They're also saying something about on that wedding day, they want you to wear that piece of clothing or that piece of jewelry that they gave you or something of that nature. But they're making a big deal about your wedding day for some reason. And I do feel like it's a relative on your father's side. So one thing that I do see as well is that recently, or someone either passed away or someone in your family passed away. What they're telling me is that there's going to be a new addition in your family soon, and they are actually choosing to reincarnate again on this earth in that form of the new baby. So some of you have recently lost a family member. There's going to be a new birth in return, and their higher self is coming through saying that they are actually reincarnating into that child's body. I know a lot of you might not, believe in that stuff. That's fine, but that's the message that's coming through, and their higher self wants to communicate that to you. Okay, so let's see if I'm seeing anything else. Okay, so let's go to your father. There's a father-like spirit around here too. I'm sensing that a lot of you, group number 1, your natural entrepreneurial abilities are going to come out really soon. For those of you, most of the time it doesn't happen until you're at least in your even early 30s after your Saturn return, but for others it happens a lot sooner, as we can see with the Instagram and YouTubers out there who are like 16 and making $1 million. But a lot of you have inherited a natural business ability from your father's side. On your father's side, you actually come from a long line of merchants. You come from a long line of merchants and inventors is what I'm hearing. On your father's side, they were people who invented new gadgets, new technologies is what I'm hearing. They were also rebels to the government as well. So on your father's side, your ancestors come from that. And recently, they're telling me that you have inherited their rebellion against government and also against society and society's expectation. And you have also inherited their inventing skills as well as their business skills, and this is something that you're going to implement in your life purpose. So one thing I do see though for you, group number 1, is recently your faith in God or your faith in spirituality has been diminished, because what I'm hearing is that God has actually not been answering your prayers for a while, or that's what it looks like. And that's because God's grace from you has recently been blocked off in the past, because you were in like dark night of the soul, you were working out family karma. I'm hearing that the worst is over, group number 1. And in July 2020, this is when things are going to start looking up. It's going to be more sunshine, more happiness, more strength, more confidence coming for you. The heartbreak, the pain, the emotional suffering you went through, the issues with women, this is all going to start getting better actually. And what I'm hearing for you, group number 1, is that they have heard your prayers. I'm hearing a lot of you, group number 1, recently you've been crying in private, you've been crying in the shower, you've been crying at night. When you're desperate, you pray to God, but you don't even think that He's listening or your spirit guides are listening. They're saying to me that yes, they are listening to you, and they're telling me to have patience, because your prayers and manifestations just are around the corner. Because I had two patience cards. This tells me that a lot of you have almost given up on a manifestation coming true or a prayer. God, the Spirit is telling me that this prayer is going to be answered, but right now I feel like they're putting you on hold. I don't know why, but that's the message I'm getting. They did hear your prayers. And also, group number 1, I see that you're moving into more of a yellow and golden future. That's another thing I see, where there's a lot more happiness and confidence. I also sense for you as well, group number 1, that one day when you're doing your life purpose, your future, because when I see this, move boldly into your golden future, immediately when I saw this was prosperity, was a lot of prosperity. Your future has a lot of prosperity in it, but right now it's just a matter of having confidence in your talents and taking the first steps and working on that confidence as well. And also that heart chakra, because group number 1, your heart, your passion, your emotions, stop trying to numb those out or be ashamed of them, because that is what's going to bring you creativity. And also what I'm hearing for you, group number 1, is in your past life, you were probably likely a male, or you were someone who was very independent, a fighter, a competitor. And I'm hearing for you, group number 1, in this life, you need to learn about relationships and how to open your heart in order to best succeed. I'm willing to bet you are a Libra rising, a Sagittarius rising, Pisces or Scorpio rising. That's what I'm hearing. So that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you later. Bye. This is the reading for everyone who chose group number 2. And if it looks like I'm writing, it's because I am, because I'm also I'm using automatic writing to channel some messages because it's a new technique I've been trying out as well. And guys, if I sound stuttery or like I seem out of it, please be patient with me because it's Mercury retrograde, and as a Gemini / Cancer, sidereal, or tropical, when Mercury goes retrograde, my mind is in mush. It's mush. I can't think or talk right. So just be patient with me as I try to give you guys this message. But one thing I will say for you guys is that I do see for you, group number 2, that with this card right here, the Carnelian, it's funny you pick this card because it's the color of the sacral chakra. And what I'm seeing from this is a lot of you need to heal your sacral chakra, and that's why you felt drawn to this card. So for some of you, I would highly recommend getting a carnelian. Maybe you guys have been really drawn to yellows, oranges, or the carnelian stone, and that's because your soul knows like those colors for you right now would be very healing. You know, that's why I have this yellow flower right here. You might be really drawn to flames or oranges or yellows or carnelians. That's because your sacral chakra needs a lot of healing. And you know what I also notice about this is sometimes manifest as eating disorders or like drug addictions or caffeine addictions, you know, all of those kind of things. Those addictions, I'm not a doctor, this is like my spiritual take on it. Those addictions like eating too much, restricting, drugs, these are all things that we do because our present moment and just being is not exciting enough. So, you know, like I know when I used to drink because, you know, just being there without having alcohol in my body, it was boring. So I would binge drink, or like, you know, if you binge eat while you're watching TV or you're always like binge eating, it's because just you're bored. Like it's someone who gets easily bored is what I'm seeing. And I'm also hearing too, a lot of you have insecurities about your body and the way you look. So some of you even restrict how much food you eat. You know, there's just sort of like, when I see the Page of Elixirs as a challenge card, this tells me that a lot of you like to just be anywhere. You want to be anywhere except right here, right now. Like even watching this video, you're probably like, okay, I'm also going to be playing it on an app, or I'm also going to be watching TV. Like you're someone who has a lot of ADD. You know, like watching a movie, you're like still playing on your phone. Lots of restless energy I'm feeling for you, group number 2. I'm definitely seeing that, which means a lot of you have a hard time just receiving. You like, if someone offers to do you a favor, you'll have a hard time saying yes, or, you know, because you feel like you're not deserving of the favor. There might also be issues around intimacy, where you don't want to be intimate with someone, or there's some sort of fear around intimacy. There's just a lot of a sacral and root chakra imbalance for you guys, which is causing like the overindulging, the addictions, the lack of self-image, the feeling not good enough, feeling undeserving, so you don't receive as much as you should. Also just a lack of like, you know, feeling safe enough to unpack. So I remember, guys, group number 2, when I was younger, I always moved around homes because I was constantly getting pushed between homes all the time. And it got to the point that later on, I was too scared to unpack my suitcase because I was scared that I would have to pack it up again and move homes. Like that was a real fear. I would live out of a suitcase, or I wouldn't even take the time to unfold my clothes or put it away in the closet, because I just felt like sooner enough I'd get kicked out, I'd be on the road again, and so that was a real fear, and I didn't even take the time to fold my clothes. I'm seeing group number 2, it's kind of similar like that for you guys, where you don't even take the time to put your clothes away, you don't take the time to clean your house, you don't take the time to make your home a nice living situation, or you're always moving homes. You don't feel safe enough to settle. I'm also hearing too, like, one thing for you is I'm sensing you don't trust people. This is one message message. You don't trust people who are good to you. And this is all going back to the sacral root chakra imbalance. You don't feel safe enough to believe something good could happen to you, group number 2. I'm also hearing you're the type of people where if something bad happens, you don't even try to have faith in a miracle, or you don't even try to have faith in blessings, because you know if you do, you'll just get let down. Like, that's the vibes I'm seeing for you, group number 2, which is really, really sad, because a lot of you, what I'm seeing for you, group number 2, is your angels are sending you so many blessings. And I really do see this. I really do. And I really do sense this. They are sending you so many blessings. But the thing about it, group number 2, is that they want you to have faith, because a lot of the times we can block blessings in our life by just not believing in them. You guys might not even believe in this tarot cards anymore, spirituality, or even have faith miracles are coming. Like, if you catch yourself getting excited, but then you stop because you're scared you're going to get let down, that's a huge sign that what I'm saying is right on the money, where you guys don't even believe in miracles. Your spirit guides want you to know that miracles are coming. And I got that in 2 different cards out of 10 or 13. I got 2 different cards that say expect a miracle. Guys, a miracle is on the way, and not just expect a miracle, have faith miracles can happen. Just let yourself believe something really good is coming your way soon. Just let yourself believe it. And I really want to tell you guys, I can't give a time frame because that would be really dishonest, because I really don't know, but just try practicing expecting a miracle, believing that a miracle is happening. Just get excited, like, yes, my spirit guides are sending me a miracle. Get excited and believe it, and I promise you that energy you put out is going to quickly manifest a miracle in your life. I promise. A lot of you guys, there's something you really want. Believe it can happen. Believe it can happen, because you're normally in this energy of, oh, nothing good ever happens to me, or like so cynical is what I'm hearing. Miracles, when you change your energy, the universe is going to be jolted, like, what? And it's going to manifest faster. That's why, like, a lot of the times with beginner law of attractions, it manifests so rapidly. It's because the universe is in shock of your energetic change and vibration. And I see that for you, group number 2. If you just believe in miracles, they will manifest. So what I'm also seeing for you, group number 2, is that, with this sacral chakra imbalance also comes extreme perfectionistic tendencies. I am definitely seeing that for you guys. I'm seeing that a lot of you, what Spirit is telling me is you guys are really into music. A lot of you have fames of being performers or creators, or you want to be famous, or you want a success, or at the very least, you want a successful career where you're able to be creative. And I'm definitely hearing the music card come out for a lot of you. But the thing that I'm also hearing as well, ooh, Mercury retrograde just hit. Okay, so what I'm hearing about the music thing is a lot of you are so hard on yourself and your creations, even with your art, even with anything that you do. You are so hard on yourself that you don't really have confidence in the things that you are doing and creating, even though they are really good. Because what I'm seeing is a lot of you are very talented, especially what I'm hearing is like your talents. Your talents are something that's very powerful, because one thing that I just got for you guys that just came in was I saw the sign of Taurus, and then that made me think of the throat chakra, and I saw Pluto going over there. So what I'm seeing for you guys is you have some sort of really powerful, intense talent. Like, I can't pinpoint what it is. For some of you, it's music. For some of you, it's speaking. It's like the gift of charisma. So what I'm seeing for you, group number 2, is that you definitely have some sort of talent that is otherworldly. Okay, you definitely do. I'm definitely seeing that for you guys. You have some sort of talent, and for a lot of you, it's music, but it has to do with your voice, your expression. For some of you, it's charisma. For some of you, there's some sort of talent you possess, is what I'm seeing. And this talent is really good, but unfortunately, what I'm also seeing is that you're underestimating your own talent, so you don't put it out in the world. You always second guess your creations. You always second guess your talents. And when you second guess this, I'm also hearing a lot of you stop practicing, or instead of practicing your talents, you might go into love relationships, or you might distract yourself because you're afraid of failure, is what I'm seeing, because you're so hard on yourself. You don't even want to develop your talents or try or put it out there, because it's not that you're lazy, it's just that you have such a fatalistic outlook. And a lot of you, what I'm hearing is that your spirit guides are giving you the power to finally put yourself out there and shine. You are always like studying, revising, redoing, or if not that, you're avoiding even working on your talents because it brings you pain, because you don't feel like you're talented enough. You feel like other people are more talented. You're always in that other people are more talented. Who am I? Why? I'm not going to get lucky, or why should I bother? I suck, or I'm not going to put it out there. I'm not good enough yet. Spirit is telling me that, this is the block you need to get over in order, because I did have the 10th house for you, which talks about a really good career success, fame. I feel like this is what you are destined for, but a lot of you are not meeting that destiny because you're so stuck in that perfectionistic state of yourself. And I'll tell you, group number 2, if you're someone who wants to be famous or well known for their work, the more you love yourself, the more people will love you, because they'll feel that vibration. Because we have the nurture yourself and the sacral chakra, which talks about nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and self-love. The more you love yourself, and you love yourself by focusing on yourself, caring about yourself, wanting to eat a balanced diet because you love your body and you want your body to feel good, not because you want other people to perceive your body as looking good. You work out because you want to feel energetic and happy, not because you want to look a certain way. When you do things out of self-love as opposed to getting validation from the world, this is when you are going to shine, and you won't even have to try as hard as you've been trying. Because what I'm seeing for you guys is you're destined for that career success. You're destined to be well known in what it is that you do. Some of you famous, some of you just well known, some of you just really, really successful. But what I'm seeing is that the only time when you're going to get to that pinnacle of success, and this is so triggering for me to talk about because self-love is such an issue for me, so it's really triggering to give you guys this advice, but it's true. When you guys love yourself and you do things out of the love of yourself as opposed to the love you want to get from the outside world, that's when you're really going to notice people taking a notice to you, and you're going to attract a lot of opportunities and blessings in your life. But you have to love yourself, because people can sense that. And when people sense that, that's when you're going to get the attention you want. Because I'm sensing in the past that, you didn't get the attention or validation you wanted, or when you did put yourself out there, it wasn't really taken very well or something like that. What I'm hearing for you, group number 2, is the more you love yourself, the more success you're going to see in the future. Group number 2, you know what else I'm also hearing for you guys? I'm hearing that a lot of you need a change in direction. A lot of you, where you are right now in your career or where you live, is not where you're going to find happiness. And I've been saying this a lot in the readings, and the reason being is because there's eclipses happening the next few months, which trigger great change in destiny. And essentially, group number 2, these eclipses, you might feel the urge to travel or move homes or move to a different side of the country, or change jobs, but the thing that's stopping you is a fear of a lack of security, a fear of money, a fear of the unknown, something like that. There's this huge fear going on in your head, group number 2. I'm sensing that in this life, group number 2, you are meant to have material success. You are meant to live a good life, and your soul knows, your spirit guides know. They've been whispering in your ear. Also, I'm seeing that your spirit guides have a green aura. They have a green aura. A lot of green is around your spirit guides. Your spirit guides have been giving you whispers in your ear. They've been giving you confidence. They've been putting positive thoughts. They've been trying to motivate you to make this big change where it would be positive for you. But the only thing that's stopping you and holding you back is fear. There's some sort of big change that, group number 2, you need to take action on. And your soul knows this. You've been thinking it over, but like I said, you're stuck. You're stuck in that same place because you feel like it's going to be like the past, where you're going to have to survive. You're going to have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. Group number 2, that's in the past. That's in the past. You're in a new chapter in your life. One image that came up for me is a lot of you might really resonate with the wolf or the dog. Wolves or dogs is a very big sign that you feel drawn to, or you will see, which is your spirit guides trying to give you the courage to follow your gut instincts. So you might feel very drawn to the wolf, but I'm also seeing the phoenix. You guys might have a strong affinity to phoenixes or peacocks, and that's because with the phoenix and peacocks, they want you to show yourself. They want you to have more confidence. They want you to be more of a show off. They want you to put your light. They want you to put your colors. They want you to put your talents out into the world. And it's interesting because the music card are these swirls, which is your unique colors. They want you to, with the peacock and phoenix, rise above the ash, rise above all of the hardships you went through in the past where you felt on the floor, and show off your uniqueness to the world, because you have a lot to offer. But for some reason, it's just like this cold, dead energy. It's like this cold, dead, middle of nowhere, deserted energy that you're at, with a lack of colors, what I'm hearing and seeing for you. And your spirit guides are giving you the motivation to take some sort of risk that you know will be good for you, but you don't do out of fear. Group number 2, what I'm also hearing is that a lot of you have some sort of huge fear around money currently. There's a huge fear about money, a lack of money, because I'm sensing that a lot of you, group number 2, growing up, there was a lack of money, or growing up or in the past, there was a huge struggle. I'm sensing that a lot of you, you weren't given a lot by your parents, so you've had to work really hard for your own money. So there's like this obsessive fear about money and a worry about money is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing that growing up, a lot of you didn't get the attention that you needed in order to grow a healthy self-esteem, because your parents could have been busy. You could have had no parents. But what I'm seeing is there's been a lack of unconditional love in your life, group number 2, where you've noticed that the people in your life only love you upon condition, is what I'm hearing. A lot of you have noticed that the only time, your parents love you is if you succeed, or the only time people show you love is if you go above and beyond, or you've attached love with condition. You've attached that you have to earn love in order to be deserving of love. And because of that, what I'm seeing is that there's a lack of knowing that no matter what you do. So group number 2, the blessing I also see for you is right now, I feel like a lot of you guys, you're at a cycle in your life where there's kind of a lack of growth and career growth, because you're meant to focus on healing yourself, like I said. But what I'm seeing, guys, is that once you heal your home environment, one of the karmas in your life is you are going to notice an increase in your career. So group number 2, it is especially important for you, just due to the karma of your life, where if you practice grounding and living somewhere, and I'm also hearing group number 2, you definitely need to live in nature. You either have to live by the ocean, or you have to be around a lot of green plants. You have to. A lot of you guys, you're stuck. I'm seeing like the cement, like I was saying, in a city. You're stuck in an apartment. You're stuck somewhere where it's like winter, like I was saying earlier, where everything's cold, dead, and gray. And there you feel alone. There you feel scared. It's cold there. Your spirit guides are saying that when you live somewhere that's recharging for you, because I'm also hearing you have a green aura and you need to be in nature. You can't just go to nature. You have to live in nature is what I'm hearing. When you do that, you are going to notice career growth. You're going to notice career success. But right now, what I'm seeing is that it's definitely time to heal your private life. It's definitely time to heal your home life as well, because when you do that, it's really you're going to notice, like, the more you focus on yourself and your inner life, the more growth you're going to notice in your wallet and also at work, which sounds really counterproductive, right? Because normally we think, if we focus on work, we'll gain more money. No, if you focus on yourself and your home life and you nurture your root and sacral, you're going to notice that money comes to you so easily, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, because I'm definitely seeing Group number 2, a lot of you fear judgments from other people. You're very concerned about what other people have to say and other people's value of you. That's a very big thing that I'm seeing for you guys. And a lot of you, I'm seeing you work, you actually want relationships. That I'm hearing a lot of you have issues with your mother who abandoned you or wasn't very nurturing or something. But if not just a mother, a parent figure that you actually look for in your relationships a bit. So what I'm hearing for you, group number 2, is that right now it's kind of the time for you to be more independent, because what I'm seeing is that a lot of you are having your Saturn return, or you're about to right now, and a lot of you need to just put in the work and like kind of just like force yourself even if you don't want to, is what I'm hearing. So a lot of you, group number 2, what I'm seeing is that this month for you is going to be about hard work. It's going to be about discipline, but these disciplines that you do this month is building up your amazing future, is what I'm hearing. An amazing future. That's all I have for you. I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you later. This is for everyone who chose group number 3. This is your reading. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your July 2020 reading. So this is for everyone who chose this card, and you actually picked the third eye chakra, and it says destiny, and the stone that's on this card is the fluorite. So a lot of you might feel drawn to use fluorite or selenite or one of those cleansing crystals. Those would be good for you July 2020. And like I said to the other groups, it's Mercury retrograde. So if I seem a little bit out of it, that's because when Mercury goes retrograde, normally I might as well be a walking corpse. So bear with me, guys. That's why I'm doing a new technique today. I'm going to be automatic writing in order to get your message, to really get the intuition going and to keep my mind alert. But one thing about this card, group number 3, is that the stone is actually used for soaking up energy like a sponge. And what I see for you guys, group number 3, is you guys definitely, you soak up a lot of energy just like a sponge. A lot of you guys might feel sick or lethargic a lot. One thing that I see is that a lot of you have felt really tired. A lot of you have felt very like tired, lethargic is what I'm feeling, like you can't be bothered. A lot of you have issues like being alert and awake, and what I'm seeing is that this is because a lot of you soak up the energy in your environment kind of like a sponge. And a lot of what you're doing for your job or your work is very draining. And I'm also sensing the people that you work with, like your boss or your coworkers, there is some people around you that you work with or you go to school with, that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. And I'm seeing that these people drain your energy whether they mean to or not. That's what I'm seeing, okay? Because one of the cards that I did draw, because I also did tarot, was embrace those around you. But what I took this as is there's people around you that really do drain your energy, specifically at work or at school, whoever it is you surround yourself with. I'm hearing that a lot of you have a lot of issues, group number 3, with your relationships at work or your relationships with women. That's something that has always been a struggle for you. But I'm hearing like there's one particular person that you work with, that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. This person, it just feels like whenever you work with them, whenever you're near them, you kind of have like the fun and joy sucked out of you. It's almost like you turn really serious, you get really tired, you get really lethargic. There's definitely someone, this could even be a boss I'm hearing, this could even be a boss, but there's definitely someone around you doing that. So I really recommend protecting your energy, guys. Get one of these black stones, black tourmaline, black obsidian, some fluorite, because I'm almost seeing, guys, group number 3, your energy, like your auric field, this is kind of like I'm drawing this like crude stick figure. I'm not an artist, but it's almost like there's just a lot of darkness just kind of around you, and not like a demon or a curse. I don't want you to think that or whatever. It just kind of feels like people are draining you with their thoughts, because a lot of the times, like the people that we hang around, their energy could be a lot of fear, a lot of negativity. And with this watch your thoughts card, it almost makes me feel like there's someone around you whose energy field is kind of bleeding onto yours, causing like this dark smoke around your aura is kind of what I'm seeing. That's something I really feel for you guys. And Spirit really wants you to be discerning and use your intuition about who this is. Because what I'm seeing, guys, is that your intuition is on point. Like your third eye is open. I don't know what you did to open it, but essentially, like, your third eye is on point. A lot of you guys too, I'm hearing, you've been having a lot of weird dreams or a lot of vivid dreams. Some of you guys will even get messages in your dreams. So one thing I'm particularly, this Mercury retrograde, group number 3 hearing is from a young child. One thing that you'll notice is you guys probably had the gift of when someone passed away close to you, they would actually visit you in their dreams. For some of you, I'm hearing there's a grandfather. There was a grandfather who used to visit you in your dreams when you were a child, or there was like some sort of male who passed away who visited you in your dreams. But at any rate, group number 3, your dreams also tell you a lot about who you can trust, who you can't trust. I really feel like, you know, in July, this is going to give you a time to really sit back and feel, you know, who's draining that energy. And like I said, I feel like it's at work or at school. But essentially what I'm also seeing for you, group number 3, is that I see you speaking up for yourself, one, and defending yourself, because a lot of you guys recently, you have been avoiding standing up for yourself and speaking your truth. I'm sensing that there's a throat chakra blockage, and I get these all the time, but I really picked it up for you, group number 3. You have a blockage in your throat chakra, which means your throat is sore. It could hurt when you talk. It could be really strenuous. You could have a lump in your throat. You could be coughing a lot. You could be more quiet, less witty, or you know, like kind of like how I'm sounding now. But there could just be some issues going on with your throat, and I do see it's because your throat chakra is definitely blocked. I do see that. But one thing I do see for you guys, group number 3, is actually Spirit has been communicating with you through your voice and also through writing. So I'm going to get into that. But first of all, what I see is there is a throat chakra blockage. And this is because you've been scared of expressing your truth or standing up for yourself. And you've been hiding yourself and your power, because your power intimidates people. Your power, gives you a lot of enemies. You feel like whenever you speak, people hate you or something like that. So your throat chakra is really blocked from expressing your authentic truth, just simply because a lot of people, you just feel like everyone gets triggered over everything you say and do. So I'm sensing like your self-expression has been very much masked recently because you're scared of putting yourself out there, because in the past when you did, you were rejected and people hated you for it. So I see a lot of you hiding your real emotions, not expressing your feelings, hiding your true self because you feel like it's safer that way. And I'll tell you why, group number 3. You guys actually have a real power about you. You have like that it's star quality is what I'm hearing. I definitely feel that for you guys. And if not that, there's something that's very seductive about you. Lilith energy, seductress energy. There's something about your energy that's like that. And because of that, a lot of people will hate you out of jealousy. So group number 3, I see that you have a group of people, actually, a group of people who dislike you. And I'm hearing that they're wishing like bad things to happen to you, essentially. And you're feeling this and you're picking it up as your throat chakra being blocked. You're picking this up as a lack of energy, confusion, anxiety, and worry, and you think that it's you, but in reality, because you absorb everything like a sponge, what you're really picking up on is the fact that they're sending you really bad energy because they're wishing bad things on you. And I'm hearing they're saying bad things about you, like in a group setting. They're calling you an SLUT, even though you're not, just because they're jealous. It's a lot of people who see your light and it shines on their darkness, as my sister told me. They see your light and it shines on their darkness, and because of that, they wish really bad things on you. Some of them might even be witches or put curses, but whatever the case is, they're speaking those energetic bad words about you, and it's causing you to feel anxious, nervous, your throat's closing up. there's a lot of issues going on with focusing. Spirit is saying that you absorb things like a sponge, and actually what I got was the third eye card right here. The one that you picked was the third eye card, and on this is the fluorite. So Spirit is saying fluorite would help you really well because it cleanses your auric field, is what I'm hearing, and also because you're like a sponge and you absorb energy. So when these people are wishing bad on you because just because they're jealous, because your light brings out their shadow, it's actually hurting you energetically in a sense. And I'm also seeing that your third eye is blocked as well, group number 3, because a lot of you intuitively know who this person is who's being deceitful and stealing your time, energy, or resources, but you're choosing to see the good in people and to ignore your third eye. So your third eye might be blocked too. Your third eye might be blocked where your intuition's telling you you have a hunch, but you're almost refusing to see it. Because I also have the fog card, the fog, which looks like to me there's a lot of confusion. There's fog blocking the truth. So I definitely feel like you know the truth, but you're ignoring it, or it's blocked, or someone is being really sneaky towards you. That's kind of the energy of what I'm feeling for you guys. But I see, guys, in July you guys are gonna actually oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I actually feel like in July, recently, guys, one of the ways Spirit communicates with you is through your writing. I'm seeing that a lot of you, you do singing, you do writing, you do speaking. Spirit wants you to know that Spirit actually communicates through you. So you will channel or communicate Spirit's messages through your voice, through writing. Through your voice and through writing. And so Spirit communicates with you through your voice, through writing. I just feel that some of you guys have been writing in your journal or writing a book, or some of you have been speaking to other people, healing other people, giving service or counseling to other people. And Spirit wants you to know that when you do that, they're actually speaking through you to them. So some of you might have already had a feeling of that, but Spirit wants to confirm that. Okay, so also what I'm seeing, guys, is that you shouldn't be too worried about these people I was talking about, because I do see they exist. They don't have the power to do much except hurt your energy, is what I'm seeing. But I do see that you have a lot of spirit guides around you watching over you. I really do sense that. One of the spirit guides that are watching over you is a deceased loved one, but this is a general reading, so a lot of them have been coming through. So I'm going to have a lot of spirit guides to tell you guys about. So listen to which one is yours. But one of them was someone who was really religious. They could have devoted their life to religion. This is somebody who was like really into church or really into spirituality and devoted their life to spirituality. This person who has passed on, who I feel like is a departed loved one, is watching over you, is definitely protecting you from these people, definitely. One of the other things that I'm seeing too is the other spirit guide coming up is some of you have lost a grandfather or a father figure. A grandfather or a father figure or a male figure in your life, they are coming up as well as someone who's your spirit guide and protecting you. But if that's not one of your spirit guides, what I'm honestly feeling for you is that it's just in general God's watching over you, the Creator's watching over you. And in fact, a lot of you might have felt the pull to explore religion or to question religion or get more into religion and who God is. I see that for you guys. And that's because what I'm sensing is God's really watching over you right now, is what I'm hearing. Because I also have the watchtower and the cross, which tells me, like, when I think of the cross, I think of like God or the Creator, and the tower of being watched over. I feel like you guys are really being watched over by them and being protected from these people. And I hate saying that message because it makes you fearful, and also it gives me like bad energy when I talk about it. So I don't like talking about it, but I want to tell you so I can warn you, so you can cut these people out of your life. And I think that's what you're going to have the courage to do July 2020, is cut these people, situations from your life that are draining your time and energy and not being honest with you, because there are definitely people who are not being honest with you. that I feel like you're going to start standing up to, definitely. And one thing I do see too, guys, for group number 3, oh my gosh, we also have divine spirit. So definitely know that your spirit guides are around protecting you. But I want to go ahead and see if I can pick up more about your spirit guides, I will. But just know that you are heavily protected right now. I'm also hearing from a group of spirit guides. I'm hearing that you actually have more than one. I'm seeing multiple different spirit guides, so maybe that's why it's hard for me to really pinpoint a few. This is Mercury retrograde, but one thing I'm also hearing that you're being called to do, group number 3, is definitely heal your body and also heal what it is that you eat. That's a big thing, because I'm seeing that your body is really sensitive. And obviously consult your doctor and ask your doctor, but I'm seeing that recently your body has been giving you some pretty heavy messages, like you feel tired, you're not able to think. There might also be like kind of like, let's see, there might be just some sort of like, what I'm feeling is like your body is giving you some intense messages. Listen to your body, because some of you might be trying to transform what it is that you eat. You're being called to transform your health in a big way, because I'm seeing that a lot of you feel sick, and this could be fixed with a little bit of cutting people out of your life, protecting your energy. And also I see a lot of you guys want to work out or start healing your health. These are all things that are going to be really good for you. Whoa, because I also got cleansing. As you release external influences and energy, you will become clear with regard to what is needed. So yeah, I definitely feel like July 2020 is all going to be about healing your health. One thing that I see for you is this person I'm talking about, I feel like they're taking your money, or they're draining you of some of your resources. So if you feel taken advantage of around this person, definitely look out for that, because that's like a big thing that I'm seeing, is they're draining your resources, time, and your energy. I'm sensing, and you know what also cued me in on that? We also have the fox. I really feel like, guys, there's some sort of teacher, there's some sort of mentor, there's someone posing as your friend who's not your friend that you intuitively know. But anyway, Spirit just wants you to be careful of that, because what I'm also seeing as well is, you guys, one thing you're being called to do is definitely work out or like heal your body in a big way. I'm seeing that for you guys. And also what I'm seeing too is that I feel like a lot of you recently, you've went through some sort of confidence blow at your job or at work. That was a very big message I was seeing. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys do not feel confident at work. You don't feel confident expressing yourself to the world. I'm hearing that some of you guys, you know, at work you feel, or at school, you feel like a failure. You kind of feel like you're embarrassing, or people are ashamed of you. There's definitely some sort of fall or ego blow at work or at school where you don't feel good enough and you want to hide yourself away because you feel like you're under scrutiny by other people. I'm also hearing, group number 3, there is a teacher who is really mean to you when you were in elementary school or middle school, and this teacher picked on you. They singled you out. They were not fair to you. They insulted you. They were verbally very abusive to you, and this has stuck with you and also has hurt your confidence levels. And I'm specifically hearing it was a teacher when you were younger who would pick on you. They were hard on you, and I'm hearing it's because they had some sort of bias against you. And that's something that's stuck in your subconscious that actually has made you feel very insecure. It's almost like you have performance anxiety, group number 3. What I'm hearing for you guys is that this is going to be a time to heal that. I feel like a lot of you guys need to heal from that, because a lot of you do not have a lot of confidence at work or with your performance. And it's almost like people's opinions have really started to get to you, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there's a lot of negative chatter around you, or there's been negative chatter where you're really sensitive to people's opinions of your work or your performance. That's what I'm getting. Like, there's a lot of sensitivity in regards to your performance, and your ego kind of feels like it's at an all-time low at work. There's not a lot of confidence to put yourself out there. That's what I see. And also I see, group number 3, that's because you're not meant to work in a corporate setting, or maybe the job that you're at isn't the right place. Because group number 3, I'm seeing that it's your life purpose to definitely be creative. You need to be creative at your job. If you're at a job that doesn't allow you to be creative, where people are highly judgmental and it stifles your art, this is not the thing for you, group number 3. You need to work in an environment where you can be creative and you can be nurtured, because I'm seeing that in a regular professional setting, your type of work is not appreciated, and that's because your path definitely has to do with expressing yourself creatively and not really following the corporate schedule or in a job that's highly critical of you. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing too that a lot of you are being called to travel overseas when the ban is lifted. A lot of you are being called to travel or go somewhere you've never been before, go on some sort of adventure. Spirit is really calling you to do that. Some of you have already done that, where you completely moved your homes, or you moved to somewhere more natural, or you're thinking about it. Group number 3, Spirit is saying that that's where you're going to find yourself and your creativity. It's definitely not in the place you are now, because you're not being appreciated, or at the very least, a lot of you want to travel or do something or go in nature. This is going to be very healing for you. And respark, sorry, I have to burp, respark your creative passion. But I definitely feel a lot of you are being called to travel, go overseas, go on an adventure, because you need a break from your everyday environment. You're dealing with a lot of enemies, you're dealing with a lot of conflicts, you're dealing with a lot of like ego blow, and you're not able to be yourself. I really feel like July 2020 is going to be a time of isolation for you as well, where you kind of need that space to be away from everyone else, because you need a chance to recharge your energy. Now, what I do see for you, group 3, have I been saying too, Mercury retrograde, is that you have a real connection with animals. A lot of you do. A lot of you have almost a psychic connection with animals. And I'm seeing that a lot of you have some sort of pet. For some of you, I'm seeing that a lot of you have like a tiny pet. But for others of you, it could just be a dog. But for some reason, I was visualizing like a tiny pet. You guys have a psychic connection with this animal. And I see a lot of your life purpose has to do with animals or connecting with animals, because that is one of your psychic gifts. Because group number 3, let me tell you, you guys are so in tune. That's why, you need time. You need to be isolated. You need to live in isolation. You can't work in a corporate setting. People drain your energy, your resources, your time. But I do see that group number 3, you are an amazing healer, and you care about the underprivileged like most people don't. But one thing that's lacking for you is a lack of confidence. And I really feel your soul calling out that it needs to be creative, it needs to recharge, and it needs to be alone. So that's what I see for you. But group number 3, what I do see for you, and I'm picking up soulmate energy, is that Spirit is telling me that you guys have a soulmate out there that's divinely guided. And I know a lot of you guys are like, I don't want to hear about soulmates. I don't believe in love. Me neither, girl. I understand. I'm on the same boat. I feel it. I understand you. But this is a message that I got loud and clear from Spirit, and I'm going to tell you, group number 3, you guys do have a romantic soulmate out there. This is, like this person, I don't want to say twin flame, but like, this person really is your soulmate. You guys could already be with this person, but they're kind of like this King of Cups character. There's someone who is your perfect match. They're spiritual. They're sensitive just like you. So they understand your struggle. They are creative. And I see, group number 3, your soulmate, if you're with them already, to cherish them, to value them, because if you're with someone like this is absolutely your soulmate. And also what I'm seeing with this is that if you haven't met them yet, I really feel like it's going to happen really soon, guys, really soon, probably by the end of the year. And I can already feel a lot of you going, yeah, right, whatever. But hear me out, guys. This was a huge message I got for group number 3. You have some soulmate that's divinely guided out there coming for you, that understands your struggle. And also, a lot of you guys are psychically connected. You guys have already dreamed about this person. They have dreamed about you. And also, what new moon and promise, this definitely tells me on the new moon, you guys are going to meet this person, or there's going to be some sort of one person you can be really vulnerable with, who has these healing abilities, who connects with animals the way that you do, who's empathetic and sensitive the way you are. This person is really going to see your inner beauty, and spirit is sending you this person. But there is a snake amongst you that you need to cut out from your life, because they're draining your resources, energy, and time. They're stealing from you. And that was a big message. You know, that was a big message Spirit really wanted to tell you guys. So that's all I have for you. I hope you have a great month. I'm sorry I'm Mercury retrograde brain, but I'm giving you so much good energy. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye.